And welcome back to the program. Well, we're now joined by the Rally Gulf Coast, no longer Rally Pensacola. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. Rally Gulf Coast is joining us. We have Cindy Bonner and Jerry Joe Fisher. Ladies, thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you guys on. I don't think we've had you on, or at least not in a very long time. So it's great to have you back to share your mission with the community and what you guys do here along the Gulf Coast. So let's start with that. Let's start with with Rally and what your mission is in our area, what you guys do for the community.
So our mission when Rally was established is to empower volunteers from around the country to raise awareness and funds for childhood research to find treatments, safer treatments with fewer long-term side effects and ultimately cures. Childhood cancer is the #1 disease killer of kids in our country, and it's severely underfunded with only 4% of cancer research dollars going to support children's pediatric cancer research. So Rally exists to fill that funding gap. We, in our community, of course, raise funds. We keep to our mission where 93 cents of every dollar raised goes to support that mission. But we also know that our local families not only need the research, so they can stay home and be treated here in Pensacola, in our pediatric oncology unit at Sacred Heart, but we want to connect the families to one another. They are living a life that those of us without kids with cancer can't possibly understand. And so they need the support of one another. But we also established a family emergency fund that will help offset bills for families whose kids are being treated for cancer. We know that it doesn't matter how much you have or how little you have, you never budget for something like that. And we have community partners that help provide food. When a child is in the hospital for months at a time, they're the only one that gets the food meal after meal. So the families, it's an expense for them to have to feed themselves because they don't want to leave the hospital to go home when they have a child, hooked up to machines. So that's an overall kind of what we do here.
Yeah, a lot of stuff you guys do that people, like you said, don't even think about or don't ever plan for that because you hope it never happens to you. But you guys do a great job of filling those gaps. And if people watching at home want to get involved, want to donate, want to help you guys with your mission, how can they go about doing that?
So you can always find us on our website at rallyfoundation.org to learn more about it, but you can email us at gulfcoast@rallyfoundation.org or Rally Foundation for Childhood Cancer Research on Facebook. We're everywhere.
Yeah, easy to find you guys, right? Yeah. So I mentioned it, kind of teased it a little bit coming in the introduction, the rebranding you guys recently did. Tell me about that.
So we started in 2015 as Rally Pensacola. So we recognized that kids in Pensacola are fighting childhood cancer. It's 47 kids a day are diagnosed in our country with cancer. And so as we grew and realized just how many kids are treated here locally that aren't from here, we started expanding all the way along the Gulf Coast. So we feel like we now are at a point where we are an established 501c3 here in Pensacola and we're recognized. And so our name needed to reflect the people that we serve. And that is all the way along the Gulf Coast from Louisiana through Panama City. And so we want to make sure that they know that we aren't just for the Pensacola families. We are here to support them as well.
Sure, absolutely. That is great. And so in order to support those families, in order to help out with the costs that they face and things like that, not only donations, but you have fundraisers as well, and events where people can participate. You have one coming up later on this spring. Tell us about it.
So we have a rally on the runway coming up in March, on March 30th. And we are working on securing our sponsors and getting our rally kids ready to walk the runway. We have some really great special guests that are going to come and escort them down and just make it a really special event for everybody involved. It's a huge impact moment for people to really see the work that we're doing and celebrate these children that are really fighting. So we're excited. And like I said, there's a lot of behind the scene work that goes behind it. And we're plugging away right now, trying to get everything prepared for a very special night.
Yeah. And
And
we can always use volunteers. So if you're
Yeah, if you
interested,
can't
make
give
sure.
money, please give time.
Yes, time is just as valuable. And, you know, when you tell a kid that a community is praying for you, they have a hard time understanding what that means. But when they're walking the fashion runway with a celebrity or a pro athlete, they can have a visual, you know, they say, wow, all of these people are here for me and they're supporting me.
that is great. Absolutely fantastic event. Where is this year's event taking place and how can people get tickets?
So it's at Brownsville Community Center and it's at 6 p.m. on March 30th. And right now we are still selling our sponsor packets and they can find those online or reach out to us at the Gulf Coast at rallyfoundation.org. And then starting on February 12th, we will start selling single tickets if we've not sold out by then.
Okay. Well, thank you both so much for coming on the program. You guys, like I said, do great work in the community, and we just wanted to be able to share your message with everybody up and down the Gulf Coast. So thank you all very much. And hopefully we can have you guys back on here pretty soon to continue talking about the great work you do in the community.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Stay with us. When we come back, we'll be joined by the Institute of Human and Machine Cognition.